So today I'm gonna go and pick up another one of the, what are they called? You know, the boxes, the farm haul, the farm share, whatever it is you want to call it, the produce basket. So I'm going today to pick up our last one. We're not continuing into the fall and winter, and that's just, like, I don't want to drive in the snow and on the roads. So we're going to go do that today. And I figure I'll go through and like show you what's in it because it's changed since like we started. And yeah, I thought it'd be fun. We'll go for a drive. We'll go figure out what's in here. Probably more corn. There's been so much corn. But yeah, let's go. Okay, as promised, these are the veggies that we got from the CSA. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Community supported agriculture, maybe? Okay, so we get to pick some items, but not all of them, and it's all really dependent on the crop. We've had frost a few times, so I know that's killed some stuff off, and we just kind of get what we get. So we have some romaine lettuce. We like to do salads, so that works. We have a bag of spinach, also good for salads, cooking, whatever. Kale. Kale's something we request. We really like kale. We put it in a lot of stuff. We cook with it, we eat it in salads, all of that. Mushrooms. So this is another thing we asked for. 2 bags of those. We have a squash, which is definitely, I mean, I don't mind squash. We like to like add a little bit of like cinnamon and cayenne, like salt and pepper on them. So we have one of those, and that's something that just like came with it. There is broccoli. We normally ask for broccoli. This one's pretty, it's tiny, but fresh broccoli just tastes better than the other stuff. We have 2 peppers. They're a little bit sad looking, but they'll do. We like put those again in salads or cooking, things like that. Tomatoes, which is nice. I don't think we asked for these. I think we just got them, which is good. We like them again, salads. If we do like burgers, we obviously like tomatoes on them. And then we have 2 onions, and that's good because there's been like a big onion recall, and so I've just not been buying them because why risk it? And at least I know like these, they came from the farm. They didn't come from wherever the salmonella issue is. So, and then last we have 3 potatoes. something we didn't ask for. Obviously, they threw it in. No corn, which is great because I'm pretty sure we have 2 husks of corn that are probably decaying in our cupboard right now. And I should probably cook that tonight if they're still okay. We'll open them up and see. So, you know, I hope this was an exciting moment for you. We're gonna go shopping so you fell. Unfortunately, I don't have my tripod in here. My little guy's been like stealing it and taking it to my daughter's room, and my daughter's currently doing online school, so I can't like go in there and invade her space for the tripod. And anyways, you fell. My point is we're gonna go to No Frills and pick up the other stuff that we need for like the week and maybe a little bit more. So I will see you in the car. But now we're going to No Frills. Normally I try and pick up the produce basket ahead of time since I don't really know what's going to be in it, and then I can like judge what we're going to pick up at the store better. We're not continuing with the produce basket into the winter, fall, just because it's unpredictable. And a lot of the produce that they said would be included was like root vegetables and stuff from like their cold cellar, which is fine, but in terms of like pricing, it doesn't really make sense to spend that amount of money on those vegetables that are already kind of like the most affordable. So we're stopping that and we're gonna go to No Frills. And if you're Canadian, you know that we are entering our second wave. Things haven't locked down or anything again yet. They've reduced group sizes, like the amount of people you're allowed to have. So it was previously 50 people indoors or 100 outdoors, and now it is 10 people indoors and 25 outdoors. So that's kind of been the first thing, but every day recently the numbers have been like increasing. So now I'm not sure what it is for today, if they have released like the numbers from yesterday, but the day before it was like 485 in the province of Ontario. And like that's the worst that it's been in a long time, because like mid-August it was like 85. We had a few days that were under 100, and it really looked like we were kind of coming out of this. But obviously like the kids are going back to school and people are getting more relaxed, and when they're having get-togethers they're not wearing masks or sanitizing, social distancing, things like that. So I think this is not going to go well. It's not gone well for other countries, and you know, historically like the second wave is, you know, it's the worst one, and there's a lot of reasons for that. So whether or not you believe that, whatever. But that's something like I have in mind for going shopping right now at No Frills, because last time, obviously there was no toilet paper. There's no toilet paper anywhere. But there was also like no canned beans, no pasta sauce, no tofu, right? Like all like frozen vegetables were kind of picked through. So a lot of the stuff that like makes up the bulk of our diet was gone. And you know, if they shut things down again, which it seems like it could be coming, I don't want to be unprepared. And you know, I'm not going to buy too much more, but I am going to buy a little bit more of like the non-perishable stuff, just because like we need to have it on hand, right? Like it's not, I'm not concerned about a meat shortage, obviously. And I know the grocery stores aren't going to close, right? Like all those things that I think people were really scared of before, I know those aren't going to happen. But you can't like predict other people's behavior, and I want to make sure that if something happens, we're okay if we go to the grocery store a few times and there's nothing. Or if one of us was to get sick and we had to quarantine, that like we know that we can last 14 days for food. And like when this first happened, like we slowly kind of stocked up when we could, but we didn't keep it stocked up, right? You kind of got like comfortable, things were kind of coming out of it. And then my husband, so last time I was like, grab a little bit extra. He did not grab extra. He grabbed less than we usually buy and proudly announced how he spent less money, and then he like used our points as well. So it was like, that's great that we only spent, you know, $90 on our groceries. But that's not great because you didn't get us enough to last through the week. So we've been kind of short on fresh produce and kind of digging into that little bit of like stock that we had in our pantry. So we're really kind of at empty, and I want to make sure that we're stocked up, make sure that it's good, make sure that it makes sense, and that we're okay and not having to like find food, right? Like it was such a weird time before of like not having everything that we eat, and other people don't really eat that way. And I think there was just so much fear surrounding it that people like were buying all these things that they don't even use just as stock, like just in case. And it's just hard to know what's going to happen. It's hard to know if people are going to panic buy again. It's hard to know if suppliers are going to be able to keep up again, right? Like, who really knows? But tonight, Ford maybe has talked, but Trudeau's supposed to talk tonight, and there's going to be some talk about the pandemic and what we're doing. So, you know, you just like never know if they're going to start shutting down businesses again, and like what that's going to do. It's such a hard choice and a hard decision for people, because a lot of these small businesses already have been shut down, and now they're kind of just getting into it, and their income obviously isn't as good as it would be if they didn't have to worry about cleaning and social distancing and only having so many people in. And now, you know, we might be faced with another lockdown if people like don't get shit together. So I'm hoping not. You know, I have a friend who was set to open his restaurant at the end of March, and that didn't happen because of the pandemic, and they just opened this September. And I'm supposed to go and eat there this weekend because my birthday's coming and my sister's taking me out, and I'm really hoping like I still can do that, and I'm really hoping that these businesses are going to be okay. But like, you got to balance it, right? There's a balance between keeping everybody safe and allowing people to like earn the income they need. And we've been so fortunate, because I know Americans and, you know, some of the other countries haven't received as much support. So I know for like Canadians, there was like a CURB program, and it were served, like, I don't know even how to say it. I didn't partake because we didn't need to, but it was giving people $2,000 a month to survive and like to get through this. And while that's not a lot of money, it's a lot more than some other countries got, and it's more than like social assistance or EI for a lot of people. So it was kind of the balance, and I think this month is actually when they were supposed to stop it. But if we go back into lockdowns and stuff, obviously we can't do that. They have to like do something for people, right? And I know there's been a lot of talks of like universal basic income, which I think would be great, right? Like people need to be able to afford to live, right? It's just a thing. So who knows, right? What's going to happen with people, and what's going to happen with the small businesses, or even some of the bigger businesses. Like my daughter's favorite place to go is Mandarin, which is like a chain buffet restaurant, and buffets are still not open. And it like makes me wonder, are buffets ever going to open? They might not, right? Like this might be the end of that, and you know, it's going to just be the end of certain things as we know it, the end of the world as we know it. I don't know, but we'll see what happens, I guess. So I'm also going to try and film a little bit in no frills, because why not? My plan is to hook up my headphones and then put them through my mask. I have no idea what that's going to sound like. I have no idea how much I'm actually going to be able to record. Recording is like typically just frowned upon in Canada, right? Like to go into a store and like record, it's kind of inappropriate. So I'm not gonna, you know, make a big deal and make it super obvious because, yeah, like we just typically don't record stuff. And it seems like, I know, like different stores have different policies. It's just not something that's like done and people don't like it. But yeah, I'm hoping to maybe like get a shot of like, you know, like some of the produce, like just some of the vegan options that like No Frills has in our, you know, small Ontario town, because I know a lot of people like really worry and they don't have options, and it's just really nice to see like a small town kind of like, I don't know, step up and offer some vegan options and plant-based options, and to know that there's like support for that here. So that'll be nice. All right. Operation mask and headphones. We'll see how this goes. No promises, no guarantees. Okay. So here's the plan. I also have to deal with the glasses. My ears are gonna be pretty hard done by. So I'm gonna go like this, and then like this. I'm gonna get foggy for sure. All right, I don't know, like, is this where this is where the sound goes in, right? So like, do I put you in here? You can just hear all my breathing, like maybe. And if you hear all my horrible breathing, then, you know, maybe I'll cut it out and I will talk over it later. But this seems like a fun option. So I'll see you inside. So I always make this mistake of shopping for produce first, and then, you know, getting all the heavy stuff like the canned goods, and then I'm always lifting up my produce, trying to figure out where it's supposed to go. So let's just not do that this time, and let's go get the canned stuff. Let's learn and evolve, and I've passed it. Okay, mission successful. But now I have to go back to the store so I don't forget everything, because that's how I remember, because I don't make a list. It would appear that I've made a grave error in judgment. I have nowhere to put the milk. Okay, I managed to get the milk in, and I decided I was going to splurge on some of these veggie meatballs, because spaghetti's my favorite. And these meatballs are my favorite, and it's about to be my birthday in a few days, and that's what I want to eat. It's going to be a good time. I love that they have these noodles here. We use a lot of the rice noodles and rice paper rolls for food, and it's just a nice, quick, easy option. The frozen veggie section is looking pretty rough today. Looks like there was a sale, so we're going to have to just take what we can. Now, unfortunately, that's kind of what we're dealing with. The bottom barrel veggies. We could have maybe gotten more if I was willing to pay more money, but I'm not. Okay. No idea if you guys could hear me in there, but it was fun to bring you along. So, if you're in my Facebook group, you know that my family, like, we're a family of 4. My husband and my 2 kids. So, me and my youngest are vegan. My husband and my oldest are not, but like most of our grocery shop is vegan, as you just saw. Typically they eat vegan at home. My husband does still eat eggs, which is, you know, one of those things. It is what it is. It's getting better. And, you know, I believe in like supporting people and helping them kind of get there at their own pace. So that's just part of it, I guess, right? He's getting better. Anyways, so what you saw today cost $160 Canadian, and I think that's pretty good for getting some stuff, stocking up. Obviously that's combined with like the food basket of fresh produce that we got, and the fresh produce is organic, so like that's a bonus. We don't normally buy organic, but you know, it's kind of like an opportunity to have that, and it, you know, it's probably about on par with buying organic. I think it's $135 a month for 4 weeks. So you do the math, divide that, and you go get that fresh produce basket, which like I said is ending. So we will start just getting our produce when I do my shop, and it'll probably balance out and be about the same because, like I said, I stocked up. I got a bit of extra like non-perishable things in case everything goes terrible. So thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun. It was nice to, like, I don't know, have someone come with me, right? Like, we don't go grocery shopping as a family anymore. It's normally just one of us alone, and this was a chance for me to not be alone. If you have questions, if you're like, well, what do I do with my food or my groceries, or how is it that much? Like, I don't know. If you have things, comments, questions, leave them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.